Good evening. Today we're going to be interviewing President Clinton about his policies towards NAFTA and health care. Good to see you, sir. You as well. Mr. President, it's come to our attention with NAFTA that it's looking like the House might pass it, but it's still bottled in committee. It's still bottled in committee. They told me they still have a few more considerations, of which I'm happy that at least they're considering it. You know, they're not dragging their feet this time like they've been other times. Mr. President, once again, Greg Sanders here. I should have identified myself. Some people, like the conservative Democrats, consider it an oxymoron that you are putting the provisions of protecting jobs, adding jobs, and protecting the environment. Do you care to comment on that one? My comment is this, and I've told conservative Democrats and Republicans this. We all have that wish to protect jobs, but at the same time, we got to look after the planet that we're on. Now, believe me, I've tried to work out a compromise with Vice President Al Gore to bring up more votes, and he said, well, Bush has it there that you protect the environment. You protect the environment, it doesn't matter. And Mr. President, some conservative Democrats are concerned about the healthcare situation. What is your stance on that? Well, that's Hillary's thing. However, I do believe Truman wanted to advance health care. Nixon wanted to advance health care. It should have bipartisan support. We tried placing it on both houses of Congress, and well, it didn't work. But we're going to try again in January. Hillary and I are going to introduce it in January, and we're going to just see how far it goes. Mr. President, my concern is some conservatives say that people's eyes were closed when you were elected. I'm aware of Rush Limbaugh. I know what he says about me. But people's eyes were wide open. The Reagan Democrats that they supposedly had in '92. Most of the Reagan Democrats voted for me. And they voted for me to improve the dang economy. And that's just all there is to it. But at the same time, sir, you have to realize that some of the promises that you've had on the campaign trail, like welfare reform. Welfare reform is in the works. But I have to make sure that we have bipartisan support for such thing. And right now, sadly, we don't. What makes you think that they're going to have bipartisan support for health care? People are tired of insurance not covering basic needs. You know, we don't want grandma and grandpa having to choose between food and insurance. And so that's why my and Hillary's health care plan will cover it. You can still keep your plan and your doctor, but there will be some changes to better the health of the American people. Some preventative measures and such. Thank you very much, Mr. President. On behalf of NRS Newsfeed, thank you for enjoying our view tonight. Good night.